Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, Hollywood's most iconic love story. In the world of Hollywood, where love stories are often fleeting, where affairs are whispered and relationships are scrutinized under the relentless glare of the spotlight, the story of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie stands apart. It is a story of fame, passion, complexity, and heartbreak, a modern love saga that captivated the world and defined a generation of celebrity romance. The meeting, when Hollywood stars collide. The story begins in the early 2000s. Brad Pitt, one of Hollywood's most charismatic actors, had already cemented his reputation as a leading man. With films like Fight Club and Ocean's 11, he was admired not only for his talent but also for his irresistible charm and physical presence. Fans adored him. Directors pursued him. Media outlets chronicled his every move. And yet, despite fame, Pitt's personal life remained a subject of curiosity, especially after his high-profile marriage to Jennifer Aniston ended in 2005. Angelina Jolie, on the other hand, had already built a reputation for her fierce independence, her remarkable acting talent, and her enigmatic public persona. She was the Academy Award-winning actress behind Girl, Interrupted, and the adventurous star of Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Jolie's beauty was striking, but it was her unapologetic confidence and willingness to challenge Hollywood norms that made her unforgettable. By the time she entered Pitt's orbit, she was no ordinary actress. She was a force, captivating, complicated, and utterly magnetic. The two first met on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith in 2004. At the time, both were married to other people, Pitt to Jennifer Aniston and Jolie to Billy Bob Thornton. Their initial interactions were professional, charged with the tension of performing as a married couple in a high-stakes action film. Yet, beyond the cameras, there was a spark. Something electric. Something undeniable. Colleagues on set later recalled the intensity of their chemistry. It was visible even in rehearsals. Every glance, every subtle touch, every exchange of dialogue carried more weight than it should have, a foreshadowing of what was to come. Audiences might have believed they were just acting, but behind the scenes, emotions were running wild. The scandal, Hollywood in shock. Once the world caught wind of their budding relationship, the media frenzy was relentless. Rumors circulated endlessly, fueled by paparazzi photos, anonymous insider reports, and endless speculation. The press coined terms like Brangelina, a nickname that would become synonymous with modern Hollywood romance. The timing of the relationship only heightened the drama. Brad Pitt's divorce from Jennifer Aniston was finalized in 2005, sparking headlines that framed Pitt as a heartbreaker. Angelina Jolie, for her part, was accused of breaking up marriages, a narrative that tabloids eagerly repeated. For the couple, the attention was both a curse and a confirmation. Every public appearance, every vacation, and every gesture was scrutinized. Yet, despite the chaos, Pitt and Jolie appeared unshaken. They moved forward together, seemingly willing to endure the storm of public opinion for the chance to explore the connection that had ignited on the Mr. and Mrs. Smith set. Love in the spotlight. As Pitt and Jolie's relationship became official, their love story unfolded under a microscope. Vacations were documented by photographers, interviews were dissected by critics, and even casual gestures were turned into headlines. Yet behind the constant public gaze, there is a quieter, more profound connection. Friends of the couple described a relationship built on mutual respect, shared adventure, and a love of family. Both Pitt and Jolie were passionate about humanitarian work, and this shared purpose strengthened their bond. They traveled the world together, often combining romantic getaways with charitable endeavors. From visiting refugee camps to advocating for global issues, their love story was not only about romance but about shared values and a commitment to making a difference. Building a family. Perhaps the most remarkable chapter of their story was the family they created. Their relationship quickly expanded to include both adopted and biological children, forming a blended family that defied conventional Hollywood norms. Their first adoption together was Maddox Jolie Pitt, a boy from Cambodia, followed by Zahara, Pax, Shiloh, and twins Knox and Vivian. Each child brought joy, complexity, and new responsibilities into their lives. For Pitt and Jolie, parenting was both a bonding experience and a source of tension. They were navigating not only the demands of their own careers, but also the pressures of raising 6 children in the public eye. Yet their devotion to the family was clear. In interviews, Both frequently expressed that their children were the center of their lives, a priority that came above fame, awards, or accolades. Challenges behind the glamour. Despite the fairy tale-like appearance, their relationship was far from perfect. The pressures of Hollywood fame, long separations due to filming schedules, and personal differences began to strain the relationship over time. Insiders reported disagreements over parenting styles, career choices, and lifestyle priorities. Jolie's adventurous spirit often clashed with Pitt's desire for stability. They loved each other deeply, but the intensity of their relationship sometimes led to conflict. Substance issues and the pressures of celebrity life further complicated matters. Media narratives amplified these struggles, portraying the couple as either ideal icons or cautionary examples of Hollywood excess. Yet even amidst these challenges, their love endured. For many years, they presented a united front, attending red carpet events, hosting family gatherings, and sharing milestones that made them one of the most photographed couples in history. Engagement and the height of fame. In 2012, after several years together, Brad Pitt proposed to Angelina Jolie. The engagement was highly publicized, with photos of the couple appearing in magazines worldwide. At that moment, they seemed unstoppable. Hollywood's power couple had it all: fame, wealth, talent, and a large, loving family. Fans were captivated. Media outlets framed them as the ultimate celebrity couple, and their influence extended beyond movies into fashion, humanitarian work, and culture at large. Yet beneath the surface, cracks had begun to form. Public appearances masked private disagreements. Shared love of adventure clashed with a desire for routine. Even the seemingly perfect family life carried moments of tension. Humanitarian work, love beyond romance. What set Pitt and Jolie apart was their shared commitment to humanitarian causes. They often traveled together to refugee camps, war-torn regions, and impoverished areas to advocate for global awareness and assistance. These experiences strengthened their bond, revealing a side of their relationship invisible to the public. It wasn't about fame or media coverage, it was about shared purpose and a desire to use their influence for good. Friends of the couple noted that while they fought like any other couple, they also inspired each other to grow, challenge themselves, and act with compassion. The breakup. Despite the deep connection and years together, the relationship began to unravel. In 2016, Angelina Jolie filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. The announcement shocked the world. Headlines proclaimed the end of Brangelina, a union that had dominated entertainment news for more than a decade. Fans mourned the loss of the couple, and media outlets speculated endlessly about the causes of the split. The divorce process was complicated and highly publicized, particularly regarding custody of their 6 children. Emotions ran high, and both parties expressed public concern for protecting the privacy and well-being of their children amid the media frenzy. While the romantic relationship ended, many observers noted that the foundation of respect and shared history between Pitt and Jolie remained. They continued to co-parent, navigating the complexities of blended family life with diligence and care. Legacy: a modern love story. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's relationship remains one of Hollywood's most iconic love stories. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't without heartbreak, controversy, or struggle. But it was real, intense, and unforgettable. Their love story reflects both the allure and the perils of fame. It demonstrates how passion and dedication can thrive amid extraordinary pressures, how families can form in unconventional ways, and how love can endure even as relationships evolve. In the end, their story is more than just a celebrity romance. It's a narrative of connection, influence, ambition, and the pursuit of meaning in a world obsessed with image and spectacle. Fans continue to look back at Brangelina with fascination. Interviews, magazine spreads, and film retrospectives remind the world of what made their bond extraordinary: mutual respect, shared adventure, deep commitment to family, and the undeniable spark that ignited when two of Hollywood's brightest stars first met on a movie set. Why the world remembers them. Even years after their split, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie remain cultural icons, not only for their individual careers but for the impact of their relationship. Brangelina wasn't just a couple. They were a symbol of modern celebrity love, complicated, scrutinized, passionate, and deeply human. Their story serves as a reminder that even in the glittering high-stakes world of Hollywood, love can inspire, challenge, and endure, sometimes in ways the public can only witness from the outside. The love story of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie is a Hollywood epic, full of drama, passion, heartbreak, and legacy. It began on a movie set, soared through years of shared adventures and humanitarian work, and ended with a public separation. Yet their story lives on in their children, in the films they made together, and in the cultural memory of a world fascinated by celebrity, romance, and the human heart. This is a love story that captures everything Hollywood promises: glamour, drama, tragedy, and enduring fascination. But at its core, it is a deeply human tale, the story of two people who found each other, changed each other's lives, and left an indelible mark on history.